Hey Mama, welcome to episode 8 of What's the Plan? Personal Growth for Busy Moms. My name is Sharon and I am so glad that you're here. So today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite systems. And if you checked out the last episode, you know that systems are my jam. I first developed the idea from John Maxwell and James Clear in their books about the importance of systems over just having goals. And now I swear by it. So my favorite system, you ready for this? My favorite system is waking up at 5 a.m. Yes, I'll just let that sit. 5 a.m. Every day, my alarm is set for 5 a.m. so that I can wake up 2 hours before my kiddos every day. We'll get into kind of why I do that, but I swear it is my secret sauce to having a successful day. It was crazy hard at first, and if you have that little voice saying, I could never do that, I get it. I completely understand. I hear you. Just hang in there with me and think through it with me and see how you feel by the end of the episode. So let's dive in and think about or talk about why I wake up early. I do it for a few reasons. I first got started with it after I read Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect. So in his book, he talked about the fact that you really can only control your bookends. And what he means by bookends are the beginning and the end of your day. So those AM, PM bookends. When I read that as a mom of 2 young kids, I was like, oh, he's right. It really is the only time you can control after your kiddos have gone to bed. You really can't guarantee anything in those waking hours, and you kind of want that for family time, right? So it's hard to include things like working out when the kids are awake. Not to say that you can't do those things then and that you shouldn't do those things then, but as you know, it just makes things a little more challenging to do them when the kiddos are awake. So I love that idea of being able to kind of control those 2 points of your day and then maximizing those parts of your day to do the most it possibly can for you. So I have found that when I wake up with my kids, I am automatically on defensive mode. So if I wake up at 7, when they wake up, it's automatically, I want breakfast, I want this, can I watch TV, can I do this, can I do this? And I'm like, I just woke up, what is happening, oh my goodness. And I feel like there's no time for me to even gather my thoughts, forget plan my day or have a healthy breakfast. It's just like go, go, go. And I hate that. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm a bit of a control freak over here. So I really like having that control over the beginning of my day, waking up, being able to meditate, read my book, get my workout done. And then when the kids wake up and they come down the stairs, I'm ready to greet them and kind of be that mom that I want to be for them because I put myself first. That whole oxygen mask thing, you've heard it before. Put your own oxygen mask on before helping others. It's the same principle, it's the same idea. And for me, that means waking up 2 hours before my kiddos. In episode 7, we talked about our ideal days and how to create an ideal day that works for you. So my ideal day involves me not being a cranky, grumpy mom for my kids, and that means waking up at 5 a.m. So I get that grumpy period over before they've really entered the scene, which is helpful. Waking up at 5 also helps me to get my top 5 in. My top 5 were inspired by Rachel Hollis, so it's the idea, my 5 kind of change all the time. But just to give you an idea, it's like working out every day, early wake up. Let's see if I can do it. Gratitude, waking up. Gratitude. Dang it. Did I say water? And salad and having my salad. So those are my 5 every day. And I give myself a little score in the corner of my map book page to let me know if I've achieved that or not. The days that I wake up early, I get 3 points, boom, by 6 a.m. I do the workout, I do the gratitude, and I woke up early. Boom, 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 all 3. The days that I wake up with my kids, or sometimes even after my kids, because my husband's a saint, it's hard. It's hard to get those first 3. So I've noticed a huge change in that. And so if that's something that you try to do, kind of like those 5 priorities for yourself, and you notice you're struggling with that, this may mean the 5 a.m. club is coming for you. And I'm going to talk about this more in a few weeks when we get actually further into the compound effect, the idea of habit tracking. But I find that when I wake up early and I'm able to track it, I am just so much more successful in my day. It keeps me motivated. And I actually don't have as much insomnia at night because I'm exhausted. This is the way it works. So those are a few reasons why I wake up early. I know it's crazy. And I wanted to dive into how you can make it happen for yourself if it's something you're interested in. Again, I didn't used to do this before kids. Did not happen. It purely grew out of a desperation for some alone time. I'm an introvert. I require alone time. And as a parent, those things don't work. So I needed to kind of carve that time for myself. My husband also used to think I was crazy. My 5 a.m. alarm was actually a 4 a.m. alarm when I first started doing it because I was working full time. I had to be out the door at 7. So I would wake up at 4. I did that for a whole school year. And literally every day my husband would roll over and be like, "You're insane. Go do you." I would go do me. And he would wake up, 6:30 or whatever. And then that summer he got inspired and he started waking up. And now, believe it or not, he actually wakes up earlier than I do. Yes, even on the weekends, because he realized just how important like that AM bookend is. So if you need a little inspiration, there you go. So here's some hacks for making it happen for yourself. My first hack is set a bedtime alarm. I found if I get into a Netflix binging episodes, I will go to bed late and then the wake up in the morning is just painful. So I set a bedtime alarm. It goes off at 8:55 every day. And it's just sort of like that little reminder, like time to pack it in. If you're getting up at 5, like time to pack it in. And that's kind of like my trigger. We set a wake up alarm. So it really makes sense to set a bedtime alarm too and set yourself up for success the night before. When you're first starting, my other hack is to do something that like you're really excited about. So the way I started waking up at 4 a.m. was I was doing a photography class that I was really excited about and I had invested a lot of money in, but I didn't have time to do it. But when my alarm went off at 4, I was like, ooh, my time to do my photography class. So when you're first starting this to see if it works for you, I would highly suggest like picking an activity you're excited about. If you're trying to wake up at 5 a.m. to like go work out, you're not going to be super inspired and you're going to be on the struggle bus like pretty fast and drop this. So try to wake up and reward yourself. So even if like you're watching a show at 5 o'clock in the morning that you've been wanting to watch, or if you're doing your nails, or like if there's something that brings you joy, do that as an incentive the first few weeks just to get yourself going. And then once you see kind of all those other benefits come in, then you can add on like the workout, things like that. The workout's what I do now, but it's not how I started. So just remember, don't compare your beginning to my middle. Another hack for getting started is check out the TED Talk by Mel Robbins about her 5-4-3-2-1 5-second rule. The idea is basically when there's something you don't want to do that you know you should do a countdown from 5 and then just do it. So I actually have been recently teaching my 5-year-old this. It's been actually going really well. It's cute. We were snuggling this morning on the couch and we didn't want to get up, but we had to start getting ready for school. So she's like, "Mommy, let's do the countdown." So we did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. And we got up off the couch and went and started to do our thing. So definitely check out that TED Talk. It's really motivational. She's an awesome speaker. And she's written a lot of personal growth books and definitely worth checking out. She does have a book called The 5-Second Rule. It was good, but I would say if you watch the TED Talk, you'll get the gist of it and you'll be all set. Another inspiration or hack that I use to get out of bed and get going early is introduced in this book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. It's right there. And he talks about, he's got an acronym called SAVERS, SAVERS. And each letter stands for a different activity. So S is silence, A is affirmations, V is visualization, E is exercise, R is read, and S is scribe or write. I actually use that to sort of structure my morning, and I'll talk about that a little bit more on the podcast episode, so be sure to check that out. But this book was like, boom, if you're averse to trying this, give this book a read. If you go on his website, he actually has I think it's like a jumpstart guide to waking up early, and it's got a chapter of the book and some really cool reflection exercises. So that would be a good place to start if you interlibrary loan this book or you're waiting for it or anything like that. But if you're interested in getting started or trying this out, I would definitely check that out. Another final hack is to do it incrementally. So instead of, if you wake up every day at 7, don't set your alarm tomorrow for 4. It's going to hurt. Like, that's awful. But you can go ahead and set it for 6:30 and start to work your way backwards. I actually learned over years of doing this, since I've been doing this since 2016, I've learned that I cannot wake up at 4:30. I must be in the middle of a REM cycle or something. I physically cannot wake up at 4:30. I can wake up at 4, I can wake up at 5, but I cannot wake up at 4:30. So you may kind of like encounter things like that along your journey where you just kind of figure something out and then can change course according to that. So if you are interested in thinking more about how maybe you will give a time makeover to your morning routine, be sure to check out my podcast. You can find it at What's the Plan? Personal Growth for Busy Moms. You can search that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcasts or listen to your podcasts. And I'm really going to break down my morning routine over there and show you exactly what activities I do when, so you can see how it all comes together there. And make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to be chatting with you next week about making a plan. My literal favorite thing in the world. I love making a plan so much that this podcast and this YouTube channel are called What's the Plan? So we'll be diving into that and really breaking down sort of my planning process and sort of inspiring you on your own as you begin to make plans on your own personal growth journey. And so once you've subscribed, you will, down below, you will be able to access that next week when it comes out. And then finally, if you want to follow along in between podcast episodes, you can find me over at Growth Coach for Busy Moms on Instagram. I'm going to be talking this week on my Instagram stories about my mornings, breaking down my mornings a little bit. We'll do some morning activities together. So if you want to jump over and check that out, I would love to see you there. As always, feel free to shoot me a DM or add a comment below. I always love to hear from you. And good luck with your morning routine journey. You can do it, Mama, I promise. Have a great day. Bye.